the Commonwealth Council. Our supervisor in charge of the action is Mr. Brian McAllister, and the Scottish area representative is Fred Kennedy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant Commonwealth Super Featherweight Championship. Introducing to you, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the gold trunks, weighing in at 9 stone 3 pounds 10 ounces. He brings a 19 fight record, 14 wins, 6 inside the scheduled distance, 3 losses and 2 draws. He's from Liverpool. Please welcome Alex Moon. Across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks and weighing in at 9 stone 3 1/4 pounds, bringing a 28 fight record, 19 wins, 8 inside the scheduled distance, 9 losses. He comes to the ring as the former British and Commonwealth and IBO Super Featherweight Champion of the World. Would you please welcome from Carlisle, Charles Shepherd. Timekeeper at the bell is Jim Russell, and referee in charge of the action, one of the leading referees in the world today, star referee John Keane. So sports fans and Sky fans, let's get the action underway then. 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant Commonwealth Super Featherweight Championship.
Shepherd. Right, you both received your instructions in the dressing room. You know what I expect of both of you. Shake hands, come out boxing.
Very experienced referee John Keane for this one from Northampton, who recently was a judge for the big fight between Floyd Mayweather and Diego Corrales in the United States. Shepherd bidding to regain this crown here. How much does he have left, though? He's in the black trunks, Tyson-esque garb, and he'll walk forward, throwing these shots all the time. Moon, you would expect to use his height and reach and give it a bit of lateral movement, look to outbox Shepherd. Good start, though, from Shepherd, getting in with a straight left-hand, a body punch too. I think Moon's got to show a bit more desire this time than he did when he got that big chance against John Joe Irwin.
Yes, I think he has, but in this fight he'll be forced to fight. That's one thing Shepherd will do. He'll be right in front of him, so he really will have to give some extra effort, Moon, just to stay in the fight.
Good stuff early here from Shepherd, who's come out full of fire. Moon has to stick to his strategy. This is a major opportunity. He's looked to be a fighter going nowhere, frankly, Moon. And this is an opportunity he cannot afford to miss. He won't get much better, will he, to move into the championship picture?
No, he won't. This is the perfect opportunity for him to put on a good performance and just raise his game a bit. But can he do it against this constant aggression from Shepherd?
Battle lines already drawn, I think, in the opening seconds of the contest. Pressure, pressure, pressure all the time from Shepherd. It's just a pity from his point of view he's not a bit more of a banger, as they say in the trade, to go with that. Moon has to keep on pumping out that jab and keep moving too, never standing in front of Shepherd if he can help it. He's doing that quite nicely as this round goes on.
Good uppercut landing there from Shepherd. He'll want to get as close as he can to Moon, use these strong hooks.
Really good start to this contest. Certainly no reconnaissance mission by either of them. I think these two know plenty about each other. Hitting the gloves a bit, Shepherd. He's never minded wasting a few if he can ram the odd one through. That's just the way he fights. And these are good punches too. Moon having to cover up for a moment there. He just seems worried about something by his right eye, though, Shepherd. He just dabbed away there. I can't see a cut.
Well, it might take a little while for the blood, but he felt it, and that has been a problem for Shepherd. He's had surgery and all sorts of things to try and get over some nasty cuts.
Good body punching from Moon as well. Interesting opening round this, and there is a cut developing. There is a cut developing by that right eye of Shepherd. Welcome back to the brand spanking new Bella Heston Sports Centre tonight, just down the road from Ibrox in Glasgow, and a cut eye already for Charles Shepherd.
Yeah, that's when he noticed it. Head's coming close inside, but he'll not be happy with that this early.
Commonwealth super featherweight crown on the line here, and a good start from Alex Moon in the gold trunks to the second round with that right hand. This title vacated by the Ghanaian James Armour, who's moved up to lightweight and beat Bobby Vanzi of Bradford to become Commonwealth champion at 9 stone 9. Now that cut early is a big problem for Shepherd. As Glenn was mentioning, he's needed a lot of surgery and had some real problems.
Well, Moon's just got to settle down, get that jab working, and just step about a bit, not too much, just in and out of range, but he's got to keep the hands working.
It's a bit better from Moon. Shepherd beaten 3 times out of 4 last year by Afif Jauti, James Armour and Tonto Tonchev. Good opponents, all of them. No shame in losing, but it was a bad 2000 for Shepherd.
Well, that's what Moon needs to do. Try and just get that jab working well.
Just a question of which of these two can impose their style and strategy on the other one. Good right hand in there from Shepherd. Among Shepherd's victims, one of the outstanding world champions of recent years, Tom Johnson, a former IVF featherweight champion, but a very faded Tom Johnson, it has to be said. Good body shots from Moon there. Cut doesn't look any worse for Shepherd.
Moon's starting to show a bit more variety and looking to get some decent shots to the body going in.
Closely, evenly contested these first few minutes. Get the impression that something has to give, maybe quite soon. Look at the work rate of Shepherd. It is quite incredible, really, how much leather he throws.
But Moon picking the shots better in this round. Just settling down a bit, throwing a bit more than the jab and getting some more success, Moon.
Shepherd complaining to the referee that he was being unfairly held. It was a close one.
We saw Keith Knox leaving home in Bonnyrigg, some 30 miles from Glasgow. Now he joins us here at Bella Houston. Very much still his home part of the world, of course, but a step into the unknown in one respect tonight, meeting the Colombian Jose Garcia at light flyweight. That the second of our 2 title fights for you. Back to Glenn and Ian at ringside as Charlie Shepherd and Alex Moon get down to it.
For the Commonwealth super featherweight title, Shepherd in the black trunks from Carlisle, and Alex Moon in the gold. Both rounds, I would suggest, have been pretty close and quite hard to score. Only John Keane, the referee, is doing that scoring, incidentally, no judges. They've both got in with some hurtful looking body shots in this fight.
Yes, they are. And just landing some cleaner shots now, Moon. Looking to settle down. He's using the jab well and looking to bring something behind that.
Shepherd looking to wear his man down with just sheer volume and intensity, and that real fiery desire that he brings to the proceedings every time. But this is a better Moon performance than the one he put up against John Joe Irwin, when he looked a bit one-dimensional and flat.
Yes, well, different styles, and I think he's enjoying this style better, where he can be the counter puncher and box on the back foot.
Does hold one excellent win, a 3-round stoppage of Carlton Mackenzie, Alex Moon. And won his first fight for Tommy Gilmore against Anthony Hanna. Left hook from Shepherd, but Moon keeping his composure well. Looks to have matured a little as a fighter. And it would be a brave man who could call the winner, really, from where we are at this early point in the contest. Good body shot, the right hand from Shepherd.
Well, he keeps those arms working away, and he's very hard to stop, very hard to cope with this sort of pressure and keep a cool head.
Right!
These two working so hard in pursuit of their goal. Shepherd, I think, feels he has something to prove to those who've been writing him off. Just ramming the shots through. Quite happy to miss with 3 if he can land with another 4. That right eye looks worse now for Shepherd. It's swelling up a bit too.
Yes, there's a bit of swelling below, but the punches still keep coming from Shepherd. He's throwing a bit more and landing with some strong shots in this round, Shepherd.
But Moon at the moment is matching him for desire, but I think just on work rate you had to give the round to Shepherd. Trained by Jack Doughty, and with Eamon Vickers working the corner as well for him tonight. Hasn't had far to come, just up the A74 from his base in Carlisle. Britain's number 2, we reckon, at the moment, behind Michael Gomez, who has something to prove himself when he comes back after his recent defeat.
Good right hand over the top from Shepherd. That's been a decent punch in that round. He just worked hard, a good body punch, and he just kept the pressure on, kept the solid punches going in, and it was just a bit harder for Moon to keep his composure.
There's a look at the domestic scene with Gomez still at the top. Shepherd and Moon in action here at 2 and 3. Richard Everton, number 5, by the way, was due to be Shepherd's opponent tonight. Couldn't fulfill the date. Good body shots from Shepherd.
Don't hold, Moon, don't hold.
Moon trying for that left hook to the body, but Shepherd getting his elbow in the way of it.
He really is a rough handful, Shepherd, and like his hero Mike Tyson, he's not averse to throwing in the elbow after the punch occasionally too. Moon might need just more than the jab. He's got to stay on the move. He'll have to be cute here. You couldn't complain about a shortage of action, could you?
No, you couldn't. One of the problems that Moon have is he may not have the power to keep Shepherd off. I think that's what he'll find difficult.
I'm getting tired just watching it. Some of these not landing, some hitting arms and gloves. Moon misses with a right uppercut, but gets caught himself by that right hand. He just dropped his left glove for a moment, Alex Moon. Shepherd looking as if he wants this just as badly as ever, if not more. Well, I think he's reckoning that if he loses this, maybe his future as a top liner domestically will be well behind him.
Yeah, well, he's certainly fighting an inspired fight. It looks like, you know, he knows he's got a lot to prove. He's working so hard in there.
Hey, boss.
Moon trying to make a target of that body. Maybe feels that just might knock plenty out of Shepherd, slow him down a little.
But by doing that occasionally, he's dropping his left hand, and Shepherd catching him with the right hooks.
Better accuracy maybe from Moon just at the moment. That's quite clever from him. Now, that's a good little interlude there for Alex Moon. Better movement laterally, and I'm sure that is a key for him here. All the time he's standing toe-to-toe, he's playing Shepherd's game, really.
Yes, he is. I don't think, you know, he's got some good accuracy, but he's not throwing enough punches to get the points.
I think he's been a bit more accurate than Shepherd in this round.
Well, I just think Shepherd's work rate has been the better.
Always great to come up to Glasgow to cover the fights. It's a real fight city, this, isn't it, Glenn?
Yeah, tough city. Good fighters come out of here.
And there are the punches from round 4. Shepherd landing 10 more. Moon, better success rate. That's according to the computer. Round 5. Alex Moon can't complain, really, because he knew exactly what he'd be facing in Shepherd tonight. It's an open secret in the business. He must have seen him on video countless times doing exactly what he's doing here.
Yes, he's always going to fight the same way. Having some decent success, Moon just needs to try and up the work rate a bit.
Good shot from Moon on the counter. Again, scorecard with Shepherd in the lead at the moment. I've got it level. I gave Moon that last round. Computer told a different story.
Still landing quite well with that right hand, Shepherd. That's the one that Moon seems a bit open for.
Just occasionally drops the glove for it, doesn't he? It's an interesting mix in there, this style-wise, and one fellow looking to stay around the top, another to gate crash his way into something like the big time. If he wins this, maybe Moon can thinking about giving up the day job driving the cabs. Maybe.
Still this pressure from Shepherd, very hard to keep somebody like Shepherd off, but looking at his hands again as he dabs away at that eye.
Yeah, as if he thought there was more blood coming from it, which it doesn't look as if there is at the moment. The corner are doing a pretty good job. This fellow looks as if he would walk through walls to win, doesn't he?
Yes, he's strong and very, very determined, but Moon picking up some nice body shots.
Good hooks to the head there from Shepherd. He's just getting outworked and seemed a bit moved by that right hand. That seemed to travel through to the sole of his boots, that one.
Well, he started this round well, Moon, but just dropped off as the pressures continued from Shepherd.
Moon must feel he's in there with a threshing machine.
It's just like a tank that just keeps coming.
Found a bit of leverage for that right to the body on the inside there, Shepherd, too, by the look of things. A lot of these rounds are pretty close. Toughish to score. John Smith and Tosh Fielding working the corner for Alex Moon. John Smith, who had about 90 fights as a pro himself, formerly with the Kirby Amateur Boxing Club in Liverpool. ABA semi-finalist 2 years running was Moon.
Well, he started much better in the fifth. Moon, he let it drop in the latter stages and Shepherd got back into it, but Moon boxed well at the beginning of the round, landed some good punches.
Very tough to score that last round, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Moon did well in the beginning. Shepherd come back in the latter half, and then just the last 20 seconds, Moon finished well. Just maybe did a bit more to give him it on my card, Moon.
Sixth round for this Commonwealth Super Featherweight crown at 9 stone 4 pound. Glamour division worldwide, headed by Floyd Mayweather and Acelino Freitas and Joel Casamayor. But there's money to be made lower down, and these two guys are trying to earn it. Shepherd in black, remember.
I'm getting no problem.
Good body shots, those, from Moon. And nice work on the outside, too. I can't help feeling, though, that a bit more side-to-side movement might serve Moon well.
Yes, just at times he's standing in the same spot too long. He just needs to just move a little bit, just to the sides. Just give himself that little bit of angle.
But I think that's what happens when you fight Charlie Shepherd. He drags you down into the trenches with him.
Yes, he does, because the pressure is so intense. It's very hard to think about it, to think about the different things you should do.
He started well in this round, though, Moon. He's covering up a bit better, picking his shots. It's important to watch, really, although Shepherd does throw a lot, and the referee will be watching for this too, how many of them are actually landing. And that, I think, is central to the way this might be scored. And in this round, I would respectfully suggest that Moon is picking the shots better.
You respectfully could be right there, yeah.
Or even disrespectfully.
Yes, he is. He's just upped his work rate a bit, thinking in there, Moon, and just landing better shots.
I think probably his battle plan, Moon, would have been to come on strong in the second half of the fight, maybe when he felt Shepherd, the storm could be blowing out a bit. Some hope, eh?
Well, he's making Shepherd miss a bit more in this round, coming back with better counters.
And Shepherd just looking a bit wild and hitting air rather too much, which of course is tiring in itself for a fighter. This is good stuff by Moon at the moment. This is his best round, I'd say, of the contest up till now. Can he sustain it? A lot of success with punches to the rib cage, and I think they're just having a bit of an effect here on Shepherd, who looks to have just sagged a little for me.
Yes, he does. A bit of sharpness have gone out of Shepherd. He just seems to be a little more tired in this round, and Moon landing well, warming to the task.
They're starting to walk on to shots as well, Shepherd. It's good here to not get hit stuff in the main here from Moon. Easily his best round, I think.
Okay.
Landed a lot more punches in that round, and fighting tonight, by the way, in memory of Ian Frodsham, a childhood friend who died a few years ago of cancer. That was the name he had on his white robe when he came into the ring.
Well, he did a lot better in that round. He looks well in the corner, wasn't blowing heavy at all. Looks like he's getting through it, and just the last couple of rounds he's come on very well. Moon picked his shots, kept his composure, and looking much better now.
Still got Shepherd in front, have you?
I've got a level now. I've got Moon winning the last 2 rounds and pulling it right back.
Well, my scorecard goes Shepherd, Moon, Shepherd, Moon, Shepherd, Moon, and I have it level, same as you, by a different route. It's always like that, isn't it? It's round 7. It's allowed.
Yeah, of course, you do what you want.
Yeah. Black Trunks, remember, Shepherd will need to pick it up again maybe in this round. Doesn't want 2 bad rounds in a row, and he has started it full of his traditional and trademark fire.
Well, that happens in a long fight, 12 rounds. You know, you get the rounds where you feel tired, where your body just needs a breather, and then you get a second wind and a new lease of life.
Now they're going to look at that eye, I think, of Shepherd's. It's got worse. Left eye. Jack Dowdy in the corner. Can he fight on with that? How bad is it? They'll give him every chance with the championship on the line, but the cut has got worse, and he might be on borrowed time now, Shepherd, with that.
Yes, he might. He has had a lot of damage in the past, and you know, once that starts opening up, it could get pretty bad.
It's a target as well now for that jab of Moon. Moon growing in confidence, you feel.
Yes, he's getting more of a rhythm, isn't he, Moon? Just starting to pick his punches more accuracy.
He's starting to just do a little bit of a number on Shepherd, who has wilted visibly for me in the last couple of rounds. Not helped, of course, by the facial damage. Give credit to Alex Moon. He's survived the early blitz of Shepherd. He stayed with him, hung on in there, and now he's starting to come on strong a bit. No head movement there, though, and 3 punches wrapped in from Shepherd.
Shepherd's work looking more ragged as the fight's gone on.
Moon must feel at this point that he has the chance to make this the greatest boxing night of his career. But there's still plenty of work left in this.
Shepherd's still strong and determined, trying to get those body shots in.
Good right uppercut on the inside from Shepherd. They'll have to nail him to the canvas to stop him, I think, Shepherd. Unless the cut does it, of course.
Right.
Heads coming dangerously close together there. The referee has to watch that and protect Shepherd from that kind of thing.
Stop boxing.
Well, problems in the Shepherd corner. But this guy will not want for stamina. This is a fellow who at 11 o'clock at night does 1,000 sit-ups and then stays up after midnight watching the television before the first of his 3 runs the next day.
But you don't do that either, do you not?
Well, I usually do 500 sit-ups at 11, not 1,000, of
Yeah,
course.
you're getting on, aren't you? Yeah, Moon just getting more composure, using the jab, just avoiding more of the shots from Shepherd, coming back with better ones himself.
Discussion going on in that corner over there. Now, how much longer is John Keane going to let that go on? I'd be interested to know what he said there to the corner.
Well, he'll want to have a good look. I think they've got to be very careful with Shepherd, knowing the damage that he's had in the past.
Yeah, John Keane will know about that. Very experienced official. That's where the cuts man is so important for a fighter. The 1-minute wonders. Eighth round. Shepherd in black, remember. His title vacant at the start of the night. Now can Moon build on the little bridgehead he has here? Or does Shepherd come storming back again? Not quite the same snap about Shepherd's work at the moment, though.
Yeah, I think obviously the cut's bothered him a little bit. You know, that's going to take his confidence away. The problems he's had in the past, that's going to be a little bit sickening for Shepherd. And it just looks as if he's had a reaction from that in the last few rounds.
And he's got him with a couple of good headshots, though. And Moon will have to stay with him. There's no room for complacency. This is still a close fight on the card. Elbow in the eye he was complaining about there, Shepherd.
Break! Step back.
Shepherd will be trying to keep that cut out of harm's way as he works. He's done pretty well in this round. Shepherd is just come back a little.
Nice right uppercut there from Moon, still picking some pretty classy shots out. Shepherd so determined, still pushing forward.
Just looking a bit more laboured as he does it, and being picked up at long range there and talking to Moon on the inside. There was one low blow in there. No more of that, says John Keane. Moon makes little of it. Better head movement from Moon. Just looks the boss at this stage, doesn't he?
Yes, just more control. His concentration's good, picking his shots well.
Well, it's been a long, hard road for Alex Moon to get himself in contention. He's got this break, and at the moment he's making a pretty good fist of this.
More live golf for you this week. It's the unofficial fifth major, the Players' Championship. All the big names in action from both sides of the Atlantic, including Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Lee Westwood and Colin Montgomery, and many more. Exclusively live coverage beginning Thursday afternoon, 4:30, Sky Sports 2. Garcia knocks top of the bill here later, but first these two must sort it out. Glenn.
Here we go, round 9. Charlie Shepherd, a down-the-bill fighter who hauled himself up to championship level and now trying to stay there. He's lost the last 2 or 3 rounds, though, we reckon, here to Liverpool's Alex Moon in the gold trunks. Is beginning to box with good control on the outside. Now Shepherd has to do something to break his rhythm in these late rounds.
Yes, he's 2 points behind on my card. Moon doing well, winning the last few rounds.
Hard to second guess what referee John Keane's scorecard might be saying at this stage. Good body shots, the feature of this round so far from Moon. And he picks him off too with a right hand to the head. Moon using his height and reach advantages to good effect as this has gone on. didn't do early.
Yes, as the rounds have gone on, Shepherd's missed one more shots where Moon has become more accurate.
Shepherd trying to dredge up a massive effort. A man with boxing in his blood. His brothers box too as professionals, Shepherd. But is this a fight too far for him? Both tiring now, and they have got every right to tire.
Just still the more accuracy, picking the shots better, Moon.
I think the fact that Moon is probably the fresher of the two, hasn't had so many hard fights in his career, that's showing a little too.
Yes, I think so. I think he's just, he's got the more rhythm, he's settling down more, and you're right, he's fresher, not as many miles on the clock.
So is this graduation night for Alex Moon? Again, that tendency to drop the left glove and get hit by a right hand. There's a good left hook in there as well from Shepherd. But Shepherd's tactics of trying to wear down his man have not worked here. Moon looks the fresher of the two. I think he's pulling away a little now, don't you?
Yep, I think he is. He's just getting control of the fight. He seems to know what he's doing, got a good game plan. Just making Shepherd miss more in close and then coming back and picking his shots off well.
Jabs landed in the fight. Shepherd 49, Moon 82. That rather underlines the point that Moon is using that natural advantage of reach. As he had to.
Yes, he did. That was obviously a key for Moon. He used the reach, used the height. And he's done well avoiding a lot of the punches from Shepherd.
Taxi driver, I suppose if he wins this, people might be saying, riding in his cab, so I had that Alex Moon in the front of the cab today.
Well, it'll mean an awful lot to Alex Moon. This will be a good success if he can get that.
The hard road, round 10. Commonwealth crown on the line here at 9 stone 4 pounds. And Shepherd looks as if he's trying to come on strong again here.
Don't let her count Charles Shepherd out. They don't come much more determined than this man.
Good left hook from him there. I think he knows he needs a big round. But I think in Moon's case in this fight, forewarned has been forearmed. Slap with the left hand really there from Shepherd.
And with Shepherd's style, as he's got more tired, his accuracy hasn't been as good, and Moon has managed to avoid the punches over the last few rounds.
Keep the punches up, says John Keane to Moon. There was one that strayed a bit on the low side. I said Moon's got it back on the outside again for a moment, which is where he wants to be. It's a fierce battle, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Very physical battle. They're both throwing a lot of punches. They're both having to take punches from time to time. And these sort of fights take a lot out of you.
Well, these guys couldn't have given any more if they were fighting for a world championship here. Such commitment and passion and conditioning to fight at this level for so long. But again, Moon getting the better of the exchange.
You get the feeling as the fight's going on, you start to handle the strength of Shepherd more and more. He's content to stay in close with Shepherd.
Still trying to plough forward, but now being met by some stern resistance as he does so. Shepherd. I'll tell you what, whoever wins this, they're half going to know they were in a fight by tomorrow morning, aren't they?
They certainly are, both having their successes in this round. Shepherd's had some decent punches landed. He's trying to up the work rate in this round.
He's exhausted now, so you've got to work him and push him back all the time now. Will it make sure with these 2 rounds?
Jack Doughty reckons Alex Moon is exhausted now.
Well, I think his own man's exhausted and Alex Moon is exhausted. He's not wrong about that. But it's whether Charles Shepherd can capitalise because he looks very tired as well.
We only have a little bit of in the first minute. And after that, so took up then, but throw plenty as well.
Wonder how the refs got it.
2 minutes of the round.
Well, it could be close. I mean, it's 3 on my card in favour of Moon, but a lot of the rounds have been very close, and really just how you decide to score it.
Absolutely. I just gave that last round to Shepherd on his work rate. I've got 2 points in it in Moon's favour at the moment. Who knows, though, how John Keane is seeing this. Round 11 coming up. I think there's a bit too much grease on the eye, which reminds me of the story of the corner man who said to the ref in those circumstances, well, my fellow's a car mechanic, you know, he's always putting grease around. It's round 11. Tight fight this for the Commonwealth Super Featherweight crown. Maybe Shepherd getting the better of things early. Moon coming on in the middle rounds, but Shepherd will not be denied. His spirit is unending.
Well, he's pushing hard. Some good success from Shepherd now. Really come out furious.
Trying to drive back Alex Moon. Outcome could well depend on what you see from here on in. They're really bearing their souls, these two, in pursuit of the title.
Jack Doughty could have been right. Moon not doing as much in this one, looking more tired.
He is. And Shepherd has more experience at the 12-round distance than Alex Moon. It's been a kind of superhuman effort, really, from Shepherd in this round. I don't know where he's found this fresh burst of energy, but he has.
Well, I think this is all that late night training, those long runs on the cold beaches. This is where you get the stamina.
It might be where you get the payoff as well. There's very little coming from Moon in this round. Shepherd's best round in a long while.
Shepherd just hasn't given Moon a chance to get set, to get his punches off. He's pressured throughout this round.
Well, it's the old cliche about who wants it most, but it's never been more true, I think, than here. He's more accurate now, Shepherd, too. That's because Moon's gloves are beginning to drop down a bit. Well, it looks like Shepherd's latest visit to the well has paid handsome dividends. He's come back with a full bucket here.
Yes, having a big round here. Shepherd throwing lots of punches. Moon looking tired.
That's not a knockdown. He just wrestled him to the floor. 10 seconds left in round 11. Great comeback here from Charles Shepherd. Moon's work rate has dropped, maybe alarmingly. And Shepherd might do that again in the 12th, you know. Well, I had to give Shepherd that round. I suppose you did too, Glenn.
Oh, most definitely. That was a big round for Shepherd.
Look at that. 293 punches landed by Shepherd, 292 by Moon, says the computer. How close is that?
That's very close, isn't it? One punch in it. But he really did work hard. He made up some punches in that round alone. Charles Shepherd kept the punches going throughout the 3-minute duration. And he did have a big round.
There's Wayne Shepherd, Britain's oldest pro on this bill tonight. He's living every second of it as well. Brotherly love comes in many forms. Here's the 12th and final round of this attritional all-action battle for the Commonwealth Super Featherweight crown. Charles Shepherd, who's held this crown before and wants it again, digging very deep. Alex Moon looked to be on his way to victory a couple of rounds ago, but Shepherd's pulled it back again. It's all in the balance here now.
Well, you said Charles Shepherd wants this, doesn't he? Just this is a mighty effort in these few rounds.
Breathing more heavily now, Alex Moon. He seemed to be in a quite cool control of it, Moon. Clubbing right hand from Shepherd. This has to be close. Good body shot from Moon.
Well, Moon needs to start throwing a few more punches to keep Shepherd off. Shepherd just desperate to pull it out.
Frenetic instructions coming from the cornermen who are wrapped up in the drama here.
Moon on the retreat, trying to get his jab working, trying to get some punches going.
Well, these two fighters have been a credit to themselves, whatever the result. Halfway through the last round. Just walked into a couple, Shepherd there. Referee John Keane is the man who will have to separate them. Good work from Moon, but then he got caught by a left hook and a right cross. There's not much in this last round.
No, there's not. Shepherd thrown a few more. Depends on how accurate he is in this round.
It's been kind of like this most of the way. You could probably have an argument about 7 of the 12 rounds, something like that.
Moon trying to push Shepherd back, trying to get his arms working. This really has been a frantic last round.
Inside the last half a minute now. Is it to be Moon's crowning night, or will Shepherd show everybody that he still has plenty to offer? Whose hand gets raised? It's going here, I think, to the decision of referee John Keane.
It could go anywhere, Ian. It's been a very close fight.
And it's gone to Alex Moon. It's the greatest night of his boxing life. The Liverpool cab driver is the Commonwealth Super Featherweight champion. And Charles Shepherd is pretty disgusted it hasn't gone his way. But in all honesty, that was too close to call.
Yes, very close. The last round, very hard to separate. Maybe Moon a little more accurate, and that might have been just enough to get it. The rounds were desperately close, and you wouldn't have made a big argument which any way it had gone. On my card, Moon was a couple of points ahead, but it was a tough fight.
I had it to Moon by 1 point at the end. But Charles Shepherd, having put in an effort like that, must be wondering how it is that he's fallen to his 4th defeat in his last 5 fights, but is he washed up? No.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of championship boxing, referee John Keane has scored the contest for Shepherd 114 points, for Moon 115 points. Your winner and the new Commonwealth Super Featherweight Champion from Liverpool, Alex Moon.
Some booing from the crowd, but referee John Keane sees it 6 rounds to 5 with 1 even in favour of Alex Moon. A great night for him. Maybe he deserved a break. Really hard luck on Charles Shepherd, but that will be a sweet moment for 29-year-old Alex Moon from Liverpool.